Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be unboxing GORDRAKK, the Fist of GORK for the Orruk War Clans. In the video I'll go through all the contents of the box and build the model so you can see exactly what it looks like when it's all put together. And you've got two options with this model to build GORDRAKK, the Fist of GORK, or a Megaboss on a Maw-Krusha. I bought this from my friendly local game store, the Little Shop DVD and Games in Liskeard, Cornwall. I'll put a link in the description down below if you'd like to check them out. They ship across the UK and you can get some great discounts there. At the moment the RRP directly from Games Workshop is £80, so make sure you use these friendly local game stores and get a great discount on the price. I can't wait to get this model built, and I picked it up to be part of my new army, the Iron Jaws, that I'm putting together. So let's get it open and we'll have a look at all the contents. And then once we've seen the sprue, the books and everything you get in the box, I'll get the model built and compare it to some other models too, so you can get a really good idea of just how big the model is. It's always cool to see this little logo they put on the flaps here. And it's nice to see that this box set comes with a tray inside, so rather than just all the sprues coming out, it's always nice to have this extra tray that you can slide out. It just feels like they've taken a little bit more care with the contents. And you can see right away here we're going to get GORDRAKK, the Fist of GORK, the instruction book. This will also show us how to build the Megaboss on Maw-Krusha. And then some good chunky sprues. This one looks like the Megaboss or GORDRAKK, whichever one you choose to build. And then you're going to get two big chunky sprues, which are going to be for the Maw-Krusha. And you've got two options with that. One is going to be the Maw-Krusha for the Megaboss, and then the other one is the Maw-Krusha for GORDRAKK, who's called Big Teeth, which is an awesome name for this brilliant model. Let's have a look at the instruction book first. We'll flick through that, then have a close-up look at the sprues before I get on and build the model so you can see it fully assembled. This model is from 2016, so it's nice to see there's a full colour instruction book. Makes a huge difference, especially when you're paying these prices for these models. And right away we can see the two build options we're going to get. So you can build the Maw-Krusha. That's pretty much going to be built in one way, and then you can put the armour over the head if you want to, and some differences with GORDRAKK or with the regular Megaboss. There's going to be some big chunky pieces to glue together here, so it shouldn't take too long to assemble, I shouldn't imagine, but when it's done it's certainly going to be a beast of a model on the table. That base is huge, and first of all you're going to assemble the Maw-Krusha, and then you're going to choose which one to build, whether you go for the Megaboss or GORDRAKK. And you could even go for a mix of the two if you want to. In fact, that's something I'm going to be doing, just choosing the elements I like the best, but paying attention to the weapons, because I do want to go for Smasher and Cunning, the two axes that GORDRAKK uses. But if I build it that way, then I can play it as both GORDRAKK, the Fist of GORK, and also proxy as the Megaboss on Maw-Krusha. That's the book. Let's have a look at the sprue next. So this is going to be the main one for GORDRAKK. And you can see lots of different weapon options. That long one at the bottom, that's going to be the Boss Gore, Hacker and Chopper option for the Megaboss. And then you've got the two axes there that GORDRAKK uses, and they're called Cunning and Smasher. And they've got some nice rules where they can do mortal wounds to heroes and wizards. And then the two larger sprues, they're going to be for the Maw-Krushas, whichever one you build, whether you build it as a Maw-Krusha or as a Big Teeth. And you can see the detailing's really nice. This is certainly going to take some shade and dry brushing really well. I'm going to go with a green colour for mine. Definitely going to paint him green. Pretty much similar to the box art, actually. I really like it. But I've seen some awesome versions in red as well. And loads of different ways you can go about it. But I think having the green one will look pretty cool. You're definitely going to get some big pieces here to glue together, loads of character, and I think Age of Sigmar is fantastic for these larger models. That's something I really like from the game, and these pieces are really nice with all the different like scales and hide, and the wings are cool, and then you've got the larger, smoother areas which have got dimples and things, so it's really adding loads of character to it. And when I get round to painting this, I think the model is really going to help with the dry brushing. Let all the textures do the work for you. I think this is going to be pretty straightforward. So don't be intimidated if you've never painted the big models before. Sometimes they can be easier because they've got a lot of texture and details built within them. This guy's going to sit on this massive base, which is 160 mils across. There we go, that's covered all the contents then. That's everything we're going to get from that. Now I'll go away and get the model built, and then I'll put it alongside some different models, and it'll give you a good idea of how big it is. And here it is, GORDRAKK, the Fist of GORK, and I've made this with the model on the top as a kind of mix between GORDRAKK and the regular Megaboss. I've took elements that I liked from both of them, but made sure I built him with those two axes, Smasher and Cunning, because I really like that part of the lore. And I can still use him as a Megaboss as well, so I've got the two options, and it will certainly look right with those weapons. But I really like the look of this model. I think it looks fantastic. And what I've done is I've built this one separately, so when I come to paint it, it's going to be a lot easier. Some guides tell you to leave the wings off, but I just glued them together. I'm not too worried. This isn't going to be like a real fancy paint job. I'm going to be doing a lot of dry brushing and shades, so it's, you know, I can pretty much paint it all assembled. But you might want to build it with the wings off and then glue them on separately later, but I find that doing it like this works for me. I haven't glued the model to the base though, so that's really going to help with the priming especially. There's a few components left on the sprues, especially this one, which is for GORDRAKK. There's GORDRAKK's actual face there, but I like the look of the Megaboss better, so I went for that. You've also got a different headpiece as well, and some extra armour that I haven't put on the Maw-Krusha, and then you've got the different weapons too. You're going to get one piece on this larger sprue. That's one of the pieces of the forearm armour, that if you go for the regular Megaboss, he would have that. And then you've got another piece there and some more armour that would go on the Maw-Krusha. Also a little piece down there, looks like a Stormcast Eternal's helmet that's been fashioned into a knee pad of some kind, but I've left that off. Let's have a look at some side-by-sides next, and I've got Krondys next to him, and you can see that this guy is really chunky compared to Krondys. The base is the same size. Krondys is a bit taller with his head and wing, but yeah, as far as the presence on the table goes, I think GORDRAKK might have him beat. Then I've got the Cygor, a Foamroid Crusher, and an Ogroid Myrmidon, just to give you a different look at them. So that Cygor is definitely a lot taller, but when you compare it even to what's quite a big model, the Foamroid, again, that Maw-Krusha is really standing out. Here he is next to the Killer Boss on Great Gnashtooth. Again, looks so cool. You could definitely imagine them in the same army, although I am going to keep the Iron Jaws separate, I think. I like the idea of just having proper Iron Jaws making an army of their own. And then here's one of the Brutes. And these Brutes can be pretty big, so when you look at it like this, it really does show just how big this model is. And the Maw-Krusha, looking at him, just looks really funny. He's got loads of character on that face. I'm looking at every option for my Iron Jaws, and the Rogue Idol is another model I want to add to it, but I'm going to make one, and here's the makings of it. I've got the height just right, I've got all the proportions there, and I'm making him out of foam, which I'm going to carve into rocks, so I've got the basic shape here now, and I'll be doing a video showing you how I'm going to go from this to turning it into the proper Rogue Idol and get it all painted up. And I think these two, alongside the War Chanter, Ardboys, Brutes, Gore Grunters, and some weird knobs. It's just going to look so fun on the table. Can't wait to play them. And yeah, all round, I think this is a real characterful army, and that Rogue Idol is just going to be ridiculous on the battlefield. There you go. I hope that gave you a good idea of just how big this model is with the comparisons to some of the others. And that covers everything that you'll get in this box set. Again, big thanks to the Little Shop DVD and Games. I'll put a link in the description down below, and also I'll put some links to Element Games and Wayland Games, where you can save up to 20% on all your hobby products, not just Games Workshop, all the other games that are out there too, paints, tools, everything you need. And any sales made through those links, I'll get a small commission, so you'll also be supporting the channel too. So thanks so much for that. Also, thank you to Master of Miniatures for being a sponsor on the channel this month. Really appreciate that support. They make some fantastic models, and it'd be great if you check them out. There's a link for them in the description too. A big thanks to you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, please hit the like button. Also, if you've been enjoying the videos lately, consider subscribing. That'd be brilliant if you did. Really helps get the channel out there and gets the videos in front of more people. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. And I can't make a video without thanking my Patreon supporters. A huge thank you for your support, helping me to keep going with these daily videos. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in supporting the channel and becoming a Patreon member too, there's a link in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.